Stroud tripped and sacked. Chris Jones did it again.
This week, the Chiefs entertain the Chargers at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium, and you don't have to get real sophisticated if you think of what the Chiefs have to do to try to make the postseason. That's win this week and every week, and then get some help. But you've actually got a scenario, Matt, where the Chiefs, if they win out, can make it.
Yeah, let's talk about the Chiefs' path to the postseason. It does involve a lot of stuff happening, but it is plausible. Obviously, the Chiefs need to win out, like you said, take care of our own business. On top of that, we need the Colts to lose at least 2 games over their final 4 games. And we also need the Chargers to obviously lose to us as we win out, and then lose 2 of their final 3 games, including the game against the Broncos in Week 18. So one more time, Colts have got to lose 2 games. Chargers have to lose 2 games after they lose to us, including Week 18 to the Broncos. But none of that matters if we don't take care of our own business, and that all begins here against the Chargers.
Yeah, and the business is the Chargers. Offensively, they've been impressive the way they've overcome injuries. You lose both tackles in losing Joe Alt, and you lose Rashawn Slater, and yet you keep the boat in the water. This is a team offensively that hasn't had great numbers, but their biggest number is their second in the NFL in time of possession. What does that do? They keep the other team's offense off the field. They also protect their defense, and their defense is very good. But this is a team, Jim Harbaugh, they want to run the ball, play pass, and they've got enough productivity throughout the rest of their offense they can stay on the field and score.
And it's pretty interesting they've been able to stay on the field considering how many times Justin Herbert has been sacked over the last several weeks. Gets back to losing all those offensive linemen. They lost Trey Pipkins, their right tackle, last week against the Eagles. We'll see if he can play here in this game, but they've been really beaten up front, and the numbers show that. I mean, Herbert has been sacked 23 times since Week 9. Only Geno Smith has been sacked more times than Herbert in that span. So many injuries. The Eagles sacked Herbert 7 times on Monday night, but really impressive. The Chargers still found a way to win that game despite all those negative plays that took place throughout. What's interesting, too, is the Chargers have 4 different players this year that have at least 500 receiving yards. Ladd McConkey, Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston, and Oronde Gadsden. Well, those 4 combined for 7 catches for only 49 yards on Monday. Why? Because Herbert had no time to throw. So it's not rocket science. Once again here in this game, the Chiefs have got to find a way to consistently generate pressure on Justin Herbert, finish with sacks when they have opportunities. And the good news is the Chiefs defense was the bright spot of the game last week. They pressured CJ Stroud on more than 50% of his dropbacks last week. Got to do that again on Justin Herbert.
And let's be honest, the Chiefs have to get the Chargers off the field. We just said they're good in time of possession. The Chiefs have not been good on 3rd down, especially 3rd and 6 or more. Only one team is worse. But let's go to this Charger defense now. This is a team, when you look at Tui Pelotu, is really starting to turn into a big-time player. 10 sacks. He was great in the game against the Eagles, but he has help because now the Chargers have that kind of coveted 3-for-2 outside rush group that most of the good teams in the league have.
Well, give the Chargers credit. They made one of the better midseason moves this year when they traded with the Ravens for Odafe Owe, and he's been great for them. He's actually 3rd on their team in pressures, despite only being there for 8 games. He had 6 pressures last week against the Eagles, big part of that win, and he's 2nd on this team in sacks with 5, but again, despite being there for only half the season. So the Chiefs offensive line, once again, feels like every single week we're talking about this, facing a really good pass rush on the other side. But like we talked about with the Chiefs defense last week, same thing for their offensive line. That was one of the bright spots where we were down a lot of guys and Wanye Morris gets hurt on the very first play of the game. Well, Esapole comes in, really holds his own. The Chiefs offensive line gave the team a chance to win last week despite facing one of the best pass rushes in football in Houston. Similar challenge this week against the Chargers. Got to make sure you give Patrick Mahomes time to throw the ball.
Got to give credit to the Chargers secondary, too. They're a team, much like Houston, that'll close the gap. And they have developed a really good group in their nickel and dime package. But Derwin James is the guy that leads that group. Sometimes he'll play near the line of scrimmage, great blitzer, and his battles against Travis Kelce down through the years. And by the way, Kelce's best games of his career in the top 2 have been against the Chargers, including a 191. But He and battling Derwin James has been a deal now for the last several years.
Yeah, how about a big game for Travis here in this one? I know he's hungry for that.
191 again.
Yeah, I know he's hungry for that after last week. This Charger pass defense is really good, like you talked about. Fifth ranked pass defense in the NFL this year. It's the number 4 third down defense and the number 9 scoring defense overall, allowing just under 21 points per game. Jesse Minter, their defensive coordinator, has a really good scheme. He's Jim Harbaugh's guy, going back to their Michigan days. They have a really solid defense. Won't be easy, once again. I mean, we were coming off a game where we faced the number 1 total and scoring defense in the NFL in Houston. But you learn from that game. You try to find the things that went well in that game and correct the things that didn't go well, and no better time to do it than right now against the Chargers.
And you got to earn it against these guys. They are second in the NFL in 20-plus yard pass plays allowed. Second. The Eagles turned it over way too much, but you got to earn it and be tough in these games. Do away with the drops.